Diamondback is located in an awkward section of Frontier City, right next to the parking lot. This coaster suffers from poor reliability and is often closed, which is especially disappointing for those who travel a long way to this park. But how good is Diamondback if you get to experience it? Find out in this review. Diamondback is an Arrow Shuttle loop that opened at Six Flags Great Adventure as Lightning Loops, which was actually two interlocking Arrow Shuttle loops. These coasters were simple Arrow loopers built in the late 1970s and, as a model, were relocated a fair amount despite only 8 having been built. Today, only 2 remain in operation, Diamondback and Revolution at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So this is the only ride of its kind left operating in America and one of only 2 left in the world. The ride is located right off the side of the gift shop once you enter the park, making it really easy to go there first thing in the morning, but also really easy to miss once you get further back inside the park. Coming here right before the park closed, I was able to walk on and get a few extra laps as well. As a family park, Frontier City is going to have more popular rides and coasters that appeal more towards families. So this higher thrill ride won't have a long wait despite only having 1 train. Though towards the start of the day, you could need to wait for a train or so with the trains running at full capacity as people make this their first stop of the day. The bigger issue with this coaster is reliability, as many coaster enthusiasts have lamented that this ride is closed upon arrival. I went on a Monday, and it ran with no problems. So trying to go on busier days likely won't change this. It just seems to be hit or miss, as this is an old, solid steel coaster. I'll take this over the ride no longer being serviced and available at all, but it can be frustrating if you're making a plan to travel from far away. To further add to the complicated history of this ride, in the late 1980s, when this ride ran at Six Flags Great Adventure, a guest died on the coaster due to not being secured properly before the first launch. This led to 2 ride operators being needed to confirm the ride is ready to launch, and launches just being taken a bit more seriously overall on this coaster. Diamondback was the bottom coaster on Lightning Loops and was standing but not operating for 6 years after this incident, as initially only the top coaster was modified with new safety conditions. As for seat placement, the front row maximizes that backwards drop, as you're going the fastest for it, and the back row maximizes the first drops. Since backwards airtime is the unique calling card of this coaster, I'd make sure to try the very front if you can. The front also gives a small pop of airtime when leveling off for the mid-course break and launch sequence. With strong rattles in the various valleys, I actually preferred sitting more towards the middle of the train to minimize pain points over maximizing the drops, with the second car being my favorite as it gave some of the benefits of being towards the front of the train while significantly reducing the rattles in the valleys. Once you load into the train, you will have over-the-shoulder restraints come down. These will be a bit tight, but do give some room over your lap, allowing you to get airtime more than other newer restraints. After you're cleared to go, you launch out of the station. With this being an old and classic launch, this launch is not too special, and you can feel that some or maybe most of the speed you get through the loop is from the drop and not the launch itself. But you do get a nice ejector pop on the drop. You're a bit tightly wedged into your seat, as with most over-the-shoulder style coasters, but your lap is free to come up a bit, which gives you a nice feeling to start off the coaster. The loop itself is not too much. The intensity and nausea is not a lot, and the forces aren't super enjoyable. It's just kind of a weird old loop. Then you pop up into the second launch. If you're in the very front, you'll get that small pop of airtime from the train leveling off, but you don't get this further back in the train. The second launch acts as a second dispatch, so the ride has to have a third operator over on this launch to visually check that everything is good to go. You can have fun waving and saying hi to this operator though. The backwards launch is similar in forces, but then you have the star of the ride, a solidly sized backwards drop. Since there are few backwards drops of this size on any coaster, this offers a truly unique airtime moment. The ejector airtime here is nice, but is not super crazy given just how unique and special this drop really is. I came away thinking it was decent and enjoyable, but not something incredibly memorable as I've experienced on other coasters, though I just may not be as sensitive to backwards drops as I once was. Taking the loop backwards is similar to forwards, which is good, as backward loops can sometimes be really intense and painful for me. It offers a mild bite going backwards, but nothing horrible. The real horrible part about this layout is that each of the valleys offers a strong rattle that, when combined with the positive G's of the valley, can really start to mess with one's head. Given that this is an older coaster, this is fairly understandable. It just hurts some of the ride value for this coaster. The middle cars did help to mitigate some of this rattle though. Overall, how good is Diamondback? This is a simple but solid layout, and I really wouldn't mind seeing a more modern take on this type of launched layout. The old style looping trains have some pros to the airtime on the course, but some cons with how restrictive they are and feel. But between its uniqueness and solid drops, Diamondback does well despite its simplicity. I rank Diamondback right above Prairie Screamer at Prairie Playland. Prairie Screamer has a solid long drops, but I did find the layout a bit repetitive at times. I rank it right below Mousetrap at Wonderland. Mousetrap has two solid drops and solid pacing with forces on the various helixes, as well as a few quirky transitions that will shake your train. Do you feel Diamondback is a solid and enjoyable coaster? Does it feel a bit too rough for you? Let me know, and as always, Cocoon Crap.